This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
It's Friday, November 28th, 2025, and here are today's stories. Many men suffer in silence when it comes to mental health, hiding their struggles from the world. Stigma, pressure, and not knowing where to turn keep too many from seeking help, yet awareness is slowly growing. Imagine grabbing a bottle of wine and seeing a bold cancer warning, like on cigarettes. That was supposed to happen in Ireland, but intense lobbying has delayed it for more than 2 years, raising big questions about public health. In India's famous Pink City, dazzling palaces, colorful markets, and lush gardens bring history to life. Every street has a story, and every corner is a visual feast. On a Spanish island, locals skip the nap and hit the waves during lunch. Surfing in the middle of the day has become the perfect way to recharge before heading back to work. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide still live without electricity. Imagine life with no lights after dark. Cooking, studying, or running a business all become huge challenges. A guitarist in Montana is using his music to inspire others, performing for his community and supporting wounded veterans. He shows how one person's talent can spark real change. Men's mental health in the UK is a serious yet often ignored issue. Many men struggle in silence due to stigma, societal expectations, and a lack of awareness about where to find support. While this issue is slowly gaining recognition, there's still a long way to go. According to the Office for National Statistics, 76% of all suicides in the UK are by men, with the male suicide rate sitting at 17.4 deaths per 100,000, compared to 5.7 for women. Around 1 in 8 men in England experience depression, anxiety, or another common mental health disorder, but most never seek help, according to the Men's Health Forum. There's no single reason men's mental health suffers. It's usually a mix of social, emotional, and practical pressures. Work stress, money worries, and health issues are among the top triggers, with nearly 1 in 3 men saying work or finances affect their mental well-being, according to Priory, the leading independent provider of mental health care and addiction rehab in the UK. Culturally, many men grow up hearing they need to man up, which discourages them from opening up or crying for help. Instead, they might cope through silence, drinking, or anger, which only deepens the problem. Some men also fear judgment or losing respect if they admit they're struggling. The result is problems often build up until they reach a crisis point, and that's when it becomes truly dangerous.
The reason mental health is worse in the UK compared to other countries, especially third world countries, is simple. The number one thing is community. You see, when you're in the UK or first world country, all you're doing is going to work, going back home, you're by yourself most of the time. Whereas when you go to third world countries, there's community. There's 10, 20, 30 people sitting together every single day, discussing matters, trying to help each other out. There's a sense of belonging. If you're struggling with something, someone's gonna tell you what they went through and what you can do. Whereas when you're in the UK, America, or all in first world countries, you're by yourself. You're working, you're going home, you're sitting down with your thoughts and that. There's no time to even do things because you're too busy working. There's no one to turn to because you're scared of judgment or they're busy working. Like, that's the one thing the third world has, which is so powerful, which is community. Being around like-minded people, being around 5, 10, 30 people, discussing what's going on in their life, what they need help with and that. Like that right there is priceless. So just reach out to people, try to create a sense of community within your area, within your workplace or whatever, so that you don't feel alone and you can share what you're feeling.
More groups and projects are breaking the stigma and making help easier to reach. The National Health Service Talking Therapies program lets men self-refer for free counseling and cognitive behavioral therapy with no GP needed. Charities like Mind, Calm, which stands for Campaign Against Living Miserably, and Mental Health UK run male-focused campaigns to get men talking. But one of the most creative movements has come from barbershops, through initiatives like the Lions Barber Collective, where barbers are trained to spot signs of distress and start a conversation. Barbershops are familiar, relaxed spaces where men often talk more freely, and these chats can lead to real help or referrals. Projects like Barber Talk and Talking Stigma have shown a simple conversation over a haircut can sometimes save a life.
I have a lot of clients that come through the door, and some guys will just sit there in silence. Some guys you'll have a laugh with, and then some guys, they'll pour their heart out to you. They don't even know you, and they just sit there and they're like...
That's probably why they do it.
Yeah, like a lot of people say that a barber's second job is being a therapist, and it's so true. Like you don't have to be a nut job to see a therapist. Like you really don't, and a lot of people think that you do. A lot of people won't go and see a therapist or a counsellor or whatever you want to call it because they feel like they're not crazy enough to hit that level yet. And it's like, you don't even really need to be going through depression or anything to see a therapist. It's just to get your thoughts in line sort of thing. And sometimes people come into the barbershop and they'll just talk and talk. They don't even realise they're doing it. And I'll stand there and I'll listen, I'll cut their hair, and they'll tell me things that I know they wouldn't have told a lot of people. And it's an amazing feeling for me.
Another powerful initiative taking shape in the UK is a joint effort between the Premier League and Samaritan's Charity, designed to raise suicide awareness among millions of football fans across all 20 clubs. Football, also known as soccer in the U.S., has always been a massive part of British culture, and for many men, the stadium is one of the few places they feel truly connected. Starting this year, 11 clubs, including Brighton, are piloting a program that offers fans access to trained listeners and support during home match days. The league's Together Against Suicide campaign is a long-term commitment, with the goal that helping even one person makes the effort a success. Men's mental health in the UK is still something a lot of people don't talk about, but that's slowly changing. More and more men are realizing that opening up doesn't make you weak, it just makes you real. Whether it's chatting with a therapist, a mate, or even your barber, what matters most is taking that first step to talk. Help is out there, and no one should have to face things alone. Imagine grabbing a bottle of wine in Ireland and seeing a bold, cigarette-style label warning that alcohol causes cancer. That was supposed to be reality by 2026, with Ireland leading Europe on public health transparency. But a massive, coordinated lobbying campaign from Dublin to Brussels to Washington quietly pushed the plan back for more than 2 years. Now, experts worry this delay is really the beginning of the end. Ireland wasn't just tweaking packaging, it was stepping into history as the first EU country to tell drinkers loudly and clearly that alcohol causes major health issues. According to the World Health Organization, alcohol is responsible for about 4% of new cancer cases in the EU and 240,000 alcohol-related deaths every year. Health experts have been pushing for clear warnings for years. The labels weren't just a small public health measure, they were a signal. If Ireland could do it, other countries might follow. Finally, challenging the long-standing perception that moderate drinking is harmless. These cancer warning labels weren't a sudden idea. They were part of a broader, strict alcohol law Ireland passed in October 2018, aimed at tackling the country's serious alcohol-related health problems. The original law focused on measures like marketing restrictions, minimum pricing, and limits on alcohol availability. But Ireland wanted to go further. By May 2026, every beer can, wine bottle, and spirit container would carry a bold warning connecting alcohol to cancer and liver disease.
Ireland's going to be the first country in the world to put big health labels on alcohol, kind of like the ones that you see on cigarettes. It'll say that alcohol causes liver disease, harms unborn babies, and is linked to cancers, and it'll have information about the drink's content. Irish politicians say that it'll inspire other countries around the world to do the same. For example, in the UK, alcohol is the only drug not legally required to have a health warning, and the only food or drink not required to list calories or ingredients, or pay sugar tax. As you could probably guess, some people aren't too delighted about it. Alcohol lobby groups have said that alcohol can't be compared to cigarettes, and the Italian ambassador to Ireland said that the labels are disproportionate. But whether they like it or not, it's going to be reality in Ireland in 2026. That's how long the government are giving alcohol producers to get their head around the new laws.
Well, not so fast. Once Ireland announced its plan, Big Alcohol launched a coordinated campaign across Dublin, Brussels, and Washington. In Dublin, Drinks Ireland, a trade group for the alcohol industry, met with Ireland's Prime Minister, arguing the labels would hurt the industry, especially amid U.S. trade tariffs, and successfully pushed the rollout from 2026 to 2028. In Brussels, giants like Bacardi and Carlsberg warned the European Commission the labels would fragment the single market, though the EC approved the plan in 2022. Meanwhile, in Washington, companies including Anheuser-Busch and Heineken lobbied the U.S. trade representative, who raised concerns at the World Trade Organization about costs and trade disruption, adding international pressure on a small country trying to lead on public health. In July 2025, the Irish government extended that deadline again to 2029. Winemakers in Italy were especially vocal, warning Ireland's labels could set a dangerous precedent for the rest of Europe and hurt the continent's centuries-old wine industry.
Crazy is over the limits. It's over the limits.
Under Ireland's pioneering legislation, all alcohol products, not just wine, will have labels like these, warning of liver disease and the link to fatal cancers.
We know that we have the longevity after the Japanese is the area with the maximum of longevity. Why that? Because of the cancer. They come from the alcohol. Come on.
We consider this a dangerous precedent at European level, and we think that these terrifying warning labels are not the right way to inform properly the consumer. If these will be followed by other member states in particular, they will be very damaging for the Italian wine industry and exporters in particular.
When economic arguments weren't enough, Big Alcohol went after the science itself. Drinks Ireland hired Gradient, a U.S. consultancy known for defending some of the most controversial industries in history. Think asbestos, fossil fuels, pesticides, and even tobacco. The toxicologists they brought in argued there's no consistent evidence linking moderate drinking to most cancers, and that the risks for breast and colorectal cancer are small and uncertain. Public health experts slammed the report as misleading and cherry-picked, pointing out it even relied on studies funded by alcohol companies themselves. It was a textbook example of the same playbook Big Tobacco used for decades: cast doubt, create confusion, and delay public understanding, protecting profits at the expense of people's health. By challenging the science rather than the policy, the industry managed to slow momentum and keep consumers in the dark about real risks. Instead of putting bold health warnings right on bottles, many alcohol producers are now leaning on QR codes instead. EU rules allow wine labels to share information electronically, and the industry has mostly chosen that route. The problem? Almost nobody uses them. According to the World Health Organization, across 14 EU countries, only about 1 in 4 people said they'd bother scanning a code.
Jaipur, India, known as the Pink City, is famous for its palaces and gardens. UNN Field Messenger Shanti Devi takes us on a tour.
This is Shanti Devi, Field Messenger for UNN, and reporting from Jaipur, India. And I just want to show you that India is not just a messy country, third world country. It is full of fairy tale palaces. These are the guards, amazing ceilings. This is the palace of the Pink City. This beautiful balcony full of peacocks. And this is the inlay work in the stones. That is the tradition. Look at this pink city. It's completely pink. Look at these peacocks. Hello, beauties. There you are. The peacock is the national symbol of India. Hi, peacock. Good morning. Hey, beauty. Beautiful palace gardens with all these gorgeous betel nut trees. Also, they have exquisite, beautiful old Rajasthani doors. You see the old, beautiful doors. And this tradition of the glass little mosaic windows. The colors are amazing because they're based on vegetable dyes, natural colors, jaspis, indigo. Very, very lovely. And the gardener is just washing his feet with the hose because it's warm. This is Shanti Devi, Field Messenger for UNN, and reporting from Jaipur, India.
At New Earth Innovations, we search the planet for nature's most powerful healers. This took us all the way to the coast of New Zealand. Our Omega 369 Plus is made from the Perna green lip mussel, rich in omegas, chondroitin sulfate, and rare glycosaminoglycans. The Perna is one of nature's powerhouses. Support joint flexibility, easier breathing, better digestion, and a calmer, less inflamed body, naturally. Grown in clean New Zealand waters, backed by nature, sustainably sourced, trusted by thousands. Subscribe today and start feeling the difference.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Obenebam from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Surzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap?
We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the northwest province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me. If it is going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
In Fuerteventura, the midday siesta is more than just a break. It's surf time. UNN Field Messenger Emma reports on how locals use their lunch hours to hit the waves before returning to work.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a field messenger for UNN, reporting from Fuerteventura, Spain in Europe. This story is about how surfers on Fuerteventura uses the siesta to get some extra surf time. A siesta is normally a short nap taken in the early afternoon, often after a midday meal. This practice is very common in Spain and the Canary Islands. It is particularly common in warm weather regions, and it's believed to help maintain productivity throughout the day. The term siesta comes from a Latin word called sexta, referring to the sixth hour after the sunrise, when people would traditionally take a break to rest during the hottest part of the day. The custom evolved in Roman times along the Mediterranean coast. The custom is mentioned in a letter of Sidonius from the 5th century, so this is an old tradition. Spain is one of the most famous countries associated with the siesta. Spaniards typically take a break from around 2 o'clock till 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. to escape the midday heat. Although the practice is declining in urban areas, it remains strong in smaller towns, especially during the summer. In other countries, it would probably be called like take a power nap. Countries known for the siesta tradition includes like Spain, Italy, Greece in Europe, and then Nigeria, the Philippines, Mexico, Ecuador, and Costa Rica. These midday breaks was a way to recharge and to cope with the heat, enhancing productivity and well-being. So during the siesta, shops and businesses are very often closed, allowing people to retreat to the comfort of their home, to take a break and from work and recharge. In these countries, when they take a siesta, sometimes it will count as their lunch break. However, surfers here on Fuerteventura, they have a network where they notify each other if there's a good surf conditions and where the best spots are. There is a very popular surf spot downtown in Coralejo in the north of Fuerteventura. And when the good news spreads, surfers, they hurry home from work, jump into their surf suits, grab their surfboard and head down to the beach.
I mean, it's been an amazing glassy day. We're all just catching a million waves and we're just so happy. It's great.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank you, bye.
And the surfing experience is really good. Today we have no wind. The swell is also not that big, but the spot catches all the swell, so we had a good surf session today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The dream is to catch as many waves as possible, to get that incredible feeling of riding a wave. So there's many ways to spend your siesta. Hope you liked the report. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.
Around the world, hundreds of millions of people still live without electricity, a basic necessity many of us take for granted. Imagine life without lights after sunset. In poor and remote regions, this is a daily reality. Everyday activities like studying, cooking, or running a business might become almost impossible once the sun goes down. According to the latest data from the International Energy Agency, around 730 million people worldwide still don't have electricity. While this number is slowly decreasing, progress is slow. In regions across Africa, South Asia, and Latin America, many villages rely on candles, kerosene lamps, or wood fires to light their homes. These methods are expensive, polluting, and dangerous, often causing respiratory problems and house fires. Without electricity, children struggle to study at night. Healthcare facilities can't run properly, and small businesses lose hours of productivity. The lack of power also limits access to clean water and communication, widening the poverty gap. According to the International Energy Agency, in countries like Chad, Madagascar, and Niger, more than 80% of the population still lacks reliable electricity. Energy poverty isn't just an inconvenience, it's a roadblock to education, health, and progress. So the big question is, with all the technology and innovation we have today, why isn't making sustainable, affordable energy for everyone a global priority?
What kind of world do you want to see? Well, how about a world where there's so much energy that poor people can afford it? How'd that be for a vision? Like, have you got a problem with that? Well, poor people can't have energy because that'll destroy the planet. It's like, no, poor people can't have that energy because you'd have to let go of the game that you're playing as a narcissistic psychopath that's elevating your status inappropriately, and you're perfectly willing to sacrifice the world's poor to continue your grip on power. How about that for a psychological interpretation?
Right.
And how about this as an alternative? Why don't we do everything we can to drive energy costs down to the lowest degree that's sustainable, like in a market economy, and make energy available to everyone so that we eradicate absolute poverty?
Despite challenges, local innovation and grassroots projects are offering hope and practical change. One of the most inspiring initiatives is the Solar Mamas program, launched by the Barefoot College in India in 2005. It trains rural women, many of whom are illiterate grandmothers, to become solar engineers and bring light, literally, to their villages. These women learn to install, repair, and maintain solar panels, empowering them economically and socially while electrifying their communities. But the impact goes way beyond just electricity. It's also about gender equality, independence, and community empowerment. According to the Barefoot College, what started in a small village in India has now spread to more than 96 countries across Africa, Asia, and Latin America.
These solar mamas are lighting up rural villages in Zanzibar where many women have never had the chance to access education or earn their own income. So Zanzibar is home to almost 2 million people, half of which don't have access to electricity, and those that do rely entirely on power from mainland Tanzania, leaving them vulnerable to lengthy blackouts. And so to help promote villages become more self-reliant, an organisation called Barefoot College is teaching grandmothers how to run their own solar energy businesses, many of who had been held back from education and employment to instead raise a family. Throughout a 3-month intensive program, these solar mamas learn how to assemble and install solar panels, lights, and charging ports, and at the end of their training, the government provides them with 25 solar kits each to kickstart their businesses. So far, 65 solar mamas have brought light to 1,858 houses across 29 villages within the archipelago, proving it is never too late to learn new skills and transform lives.
Another remarkable example of innovation comes from the Philippines, where inventor Aisa Miheo created the salt lamp, a light powered by salt water. This lamp can run for about 8 hours using just a glass of water and 2 tablespoons of salt, offering a safe, affordable solution for coastal and island communities without electricity. The invention has drawn global attention as a simple yet powerful way to address energy poverty that doesn't rely on expensive solar panels or batteries, but uses simple chemistry and locally available inputs. Communities that once relied on dangerous fuels can now enjoy clean, sustainable light from the sea. Without reliable lighting or electricity, so many parts of life, education, health, safety, even income get stuck in the dark. But these stories show hope doesn't always come from big corporations or high-tech labs. Sometimes it starts in small villages with everyday people finding clever, sustainable ways to solve huge problems.
A guitarist from Hamilton, Montana, uses his talent and resilience to inspire others, supporting wounded veterans along the way. UNN Field Messenger Adaria shares his story.
Hello everyone, this is Adaria, and I'm reporting to you from the Farmers Market in Hamilton, Montana, and the beautiful Bitterroot Valley. And today we have with us Mark Southpaw. I'm going to let him tell you all about what he's about. Here you go, Mark. Take it away.
About keeping the music, the music hand high. Make sure that we don't let the quality slip, no matter what, as human beings or musicians or anything else. So.
Okay, so I understand you work with veterans.
Yeah, I've been part of the Wounded Warriors Project here locally, putting shows on and doing shows just to promote vets getting back on their feet, here and down in Central Coast of California.
Yeah, because you actually have just the left arm.
Yep, you bet. Never been a vet myself, but we have an understanding. As an amputee, I can give them some shortcuts possibly, or just help help boosting them.
Yeah, and give them some more incentive to go on with life, and let's get it on.
You bet. It's not over.
That's right.
Yeah. What's an arm compared to a lifetime? Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, are you ready to show us what you do?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Let's go, Mark. That's great, Mark. Thank you so much. You'll be such an inspiration to so many people around the world.
Let's not give up, kiddos. Yeah. Life's short. This life's short enough, man. Let's push it.
All right.
Push our limits.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Stay fearless.
At UNN, you are the news. Get involved by joining our weekly Field Messenger meetings. Visit unitednetwork.earth to learn more. Remember, if it's going to be, it's up to me.